Hey guys, what's going on? I am basically going to get straight to the point in this video. I want to talk about Sony's holiday lineup as far as exclusives go this year. It's looking pretty dry, and I want to talk about, does that matter? Is that going to be a huge problem? Personally, I don't think so. I actually think it might be a good thing that they don't have anything lined up for this holiday. I mean, we still, obviously, E3's around the corner. We don't know what they're going to talk about then. They might drop some bombs on us. We have no idea. But the bottom line is, as far as right now, as far as what we know right at this very moment, I don't think it's a bad thing. And the reason is because of what else is coming out this holiday as far as third-party games go. I mean, we got a whole bunch of third-party games, big third-party blockbusters that are partnered with Sony. You got Star Wars Battlefront. You have Metal Gear Solid 5, you have No Man's Sky, you have the Destiny expansions, and also Black Ops 3 is most likely, all the clues and hints we've been getting lately, it's going to be partnered with PS4 as well. Then you got all these other games that aren't necessarily partnered with PS4, but they're still huge. Assassin's Creed, Need for Speed, Rock Band 4, Guitar Hero Live, Fallout 4, Just Cause 3, Rainbow Six Siege, Mad Max. I mean, the list goes on. There's just so much stuff to play this holiday that, yeah, it really doesn't matter if Sony releases a bunch of exclusive games. I mean, do they really need to put out exclusive games this holiday to compete with Microsoft? Yeah, we know Microsoft has what? They have 3 or 4 games announced already for this holiday. Probably going to have a few more after E3. But really, I don't think Sony needs to contend with that because most of these third-party games that I just listed are going to overshadow any exclusive games anyway. And, most of those games, the big, most popular ones, are partnered with Sony. So people are going to gravitate towards the PS4 for those games. They don't need exclusive games for people to be like, okay, I'm going to buy a PS4 this holiday so I can play the greatest games. They don't need to have exclusive for that. The third-party games are going to do that job for them. The next thing is, what does Xbox really have that we know of that really needs to be contended with? I mean, like Halo basically is their biggest threat. And as far as I can tell, the vast majority of shooter fans will probably be glued to Fallout or Battlefront or, of course, Black Ops 3. So, I mean, Halo already has games to contend with. Sony doesn't have to drop anything to contend with Halo. Halo's already got competition, and it's going to struggle. I know Halo's going to struggle because of these other games. It's definitely not going to do as well as if it were to launch in the spring next year, like a certain Sony IP is going to. But, I mean, Microsoft may have some tricks up their sleeve. They may have some bombs at E3, and some of these bombs may be able to come out this holiday. But we also can't forget that Sony has several studios working on PS4 projects right now, and they've been very tight-lipped about their E3 conference. So, I mean, for example, I'm going to list off a few examples of studios that are working on PS4 games right now. You got Guerrilla Games, okay? They're working on Project Horizon. We don't know much about it other than the fact that I think it's like an open world game with like robotic dinosaurs or some bullshit like that. Sounds crazy from what I've heard and seen. They could announce that. Who knows? It could be ready by this holiday. Maybe not. Who knows? You got Media Molecule. Back in January, they stated that they will announce a new game this year. They said it's a super secret, super ambitious, new super project. And yes, that is a direct quote. If I had to guess personally, I would say it's probably Morpheus related. Then you got, who else? You got Polyphony Digital, most likely working on Gran Turismo 7. Again, most likely a Morpheus game, but still probably going to be announced at E3. Sony Bend, they're working on a new game. Back in January, the studio's tech director shared that they're working on a new PS4 game that's going to blow people away. And there was a job description posted by the company that stated that they're looking for a badass coder to help push the PS4 somewhere it's never been before using Unreal Engine 4. And at that time, the game had already been in production for well over a year. So that could very much be announced and possibly even released this year. Then you got Sony London Studio. And back in December of 2013, they announced that they're working on a very high-profile new IP for the PS4 that's going to push creativity, user experience, and technology to incredible new heights. This unannounced game is also using the Unreal Engine. You got Sony Santa Monica. They're working on an unannounced project, and they say they're aiming for jaw-dropping visuals that set the bar for PS4 with epic experiences. You got this new studio that Sony just opened, Sony Studio Liverpool. They're working on a game exclusively dedicated to Project Morpheus. You got Sucker Punch. Back in April, they posted job listings for development of a new game. They stated that they have big ambitions for this new PS4 exclusive, and they aim for jaw-dropping character visuals. But either way, Sony's got several high-end studios working on exclusive projects for either the PS4, Project Morpheus, or possibly both. And, you know, they have all the best third-party partnerships of the holidays, so really, what's the rush? You know, why not let the holidays be dominated by third-party, which it's pretty much inevitable anyway. So it would probably be best if they, you know, just started releasing games in the new year and leading up to the spring, and they can drop their exclusives then when they won't be overshadowed by all these big, huge blockbuster games. And I feel business-wise that would probably be a smarter deal, a smarter idea, and, you know, I have a feeling Sony might be going for something like that. And, you know, I still think Sony might have 1 or 2 games to drop this holiday, and, you know, ones we don't know about yet. But they're not going to be like trump cards, you know. They're not going to be huge announcements that just blow everybody out. But, you know, as I mentioned, though, there's really no need for a trump card at this point, because as far as I'm concerned, Microsoft isn't offering anything too threatening at this point. So that's going to be my piece. That's all I really have to say about this. I think E3 is going to be awesome. I'm really excited for it. And I think whether Sony releases a bunch of exclusives this holiday or not, I think the holiday lineup of games is more than enough for any gamer to get their fix, whether it's exclusive games or not. You don't need exclusives to win a holiday season. You don't need exclusives to be better than another console. It doesn't work like that. Maybe in some people's heads, but that's just demented to me. I mean, if people prefer to play Battlefront, then, you know, Battlefront wins. Halo doesn't win because it's exclusive. Battlefront wins. That's just how it goes. But anyways, guys, leave your thoughts below. Get hyped for E3, yo. We're almost there. I'm so excited I can almost taste it. I can almost friggin' taste it. I'm so excited. But anyways, guys, I'm Vile Self. This video went on about 4 minutes longer than I wanted it to. So I'm shutting up now. See y'all later. Peace.